This is the Great Sudoku for AngryMarks.com coming at you on August 9th with your New Japan Pro Wrestling G1 Climax audio update. You can follow me on Twitter at Great Sudoku. You can give me your comments, your feedback. You can also follow along with my live tweets when the G1 Climax is going on. There are a handful of us that do live tweet during the G1 Climax. It's a ball. If you want to get up at 5:30 in the morning and follow the action live on Twitter, you can follow me at Great Sudoku. We'll get right into the action today. This was a B block day for the G1 Climax. The B block always brings it. We'll get to that in a little bit, but first we're going to go over the undercard. Match number one saw David Finlay and Jay White taking on a Bullet Club team consisting of the Tongans, Bad Luck Fale, and Tama Tonga. And Tama Tonga has been on a tear lately in New Japan. They're putting their faith in him, and he won the match for Bullet Club. He planted Finlay into the mat with a Tongan twist. Finlay managed to kick out at 2.5. Tama Tonga, undeterred, picked him back up, nailed his head right into the mat with the head shrinker DDT, and picked up the win for Bullet Club in match number one. Match number two saw a team of Kota Ibushi and Mascara Dorada taking on the Chaos team, the Chaos B team of Yoshihashi and Toru Yano. And yeah, Yano was shilling his DVDs and CDs for Chaos, and in the intermission they did show some clips from the Chaos DVD. It looks really good. It was back in the days when Takahashi was still in Chaos. I really wish they had made it a little later so they could have got some Roppongi Vice shenanigans in there, but nevertheless there is a forthcoming CD and DVD of Chaos that is coming out soon. However, in this match, much like Tama Tonga is getting a push, so is Yoshihashi. He hits the Swanton Bomb on Mascara Dorada and picks up the pinfall victory for Chaos in match number two. Match number three saw an odd combination of Ryusuke Taguchi, Tetsuya Naito, and Captain New Japan taking on a Bullet Club team comprised of AJ Styles, Doc Gallows, and Cody Hall. And it's just bizarre to see Naito paired with faces like Captain New Japan and Ryusuke Taguchi. Yeah, fortunately it was a tag match. He did not wear his skull in a suit gimmick to the ring. It didn't take him 50 years. He's still playing his, whatever it is, his Tranquilo, that's the word that I'm looking for, Tranquilo. If there's a Tranquilo way that he can tear his ACL, that would be awesome. In this match, it was Doc Gallows pinning Captain New Japan with a sit-out choke slam. Awesome power move, yeah, Captain New Japan was in there to eat the pin, and eat the pin he did. Bullet Club goes over in match number three. Match number four saw Hiroshi Tanahashi, Hiroyoshi Tenzin, and Kushida taking on a team of Togi Makabe, Katsuyori Shibata, and Jushin Liger filling in for the injured Tiger Mask. And interesting to note in this match, when he was tagged in, Shibata called out Tenzin, who didn't come into the ring, but Shibata did call out Tenzin. Tenzin is his next singles opponent, so that was kind of some interesting psychology to see there. A very odd finish to this one. Kushida and Liger were in the ring doing some chain wrestling roll-up sequences, and Kushida ended up winning very surprisingly with a bridge pin during a roll-up chain wrestling sequence. So Kushida picks up the win for his team in the final match of the undercard. And I must say, before I get into recapping the B-Block singles matches, the last three matches of the B-Block singles matches could be main events in their own right. They are at least 3.5 to 4-star matches on their own merit. They could main event any card. The first two matches of the G1 Climax B-Block match were solid 3-star matches too. So the B-Block brings it. I was much more impressed with the B-Block action today than I was with the A-Block, but as we all know, sing along with me, folks. The B-Block always brings it. Match number five in our first G1 Climax B-Block match of the night was Michael Elgin versus Carl Anderson. And after some early brawling type things from Carl Anderson outside of the ring, it was all Michael Elgin. He nailed a perfect code breaker from the top rope that Anderson barely kicked out of a 2.5. He did his hard-way Falcon Arrow, which got about a 2.8 before Anderson kicked out. And the really cool spot was Elgin had Anderson down on the mat, lifts him up hard-way, power bombs him over the top ropes and onto the three Bullet Club members on the outside. However, it would be Carl Anderson who reversed a power bomb from Elgin into his gun stun, or as I like to call it, the Carl Cutter. He picked up the pinfall victory and moved to 10 points, and Michael Elgin remains at 8 points. Match number six in your second G1 Climax Block B match of the night saw Satoshi Kojima with 4 points taking on Yuji Nagata with 2 points in a match of aging veterans, or should I say seasoned veterans. Aging makes it sound like they don't really work that hard, and they worked their asses off in this match. They may not have many points to show for it in the tournament, but this was back and forth. This reminded me a lot of the main event yesterday, Tanahashi's main event. But yeah, back and forth, back and forth. You know, just your old school style wrestling, and Nagata, Blue Justice, ends up pinning Kojima with a backdrop suplex pin. It was a brutal thudding into the mat for Kojima, and Nagata now has 4 points, and Satoshi Kojima remains at 4 points. And now we'll get into the meat and potatoes of it, as it were. So, strange thing to say for a vegan like myself, but these 3 matches, they were prime time, and they were number 1. Match number 7 of the night, Kazuchika Okada with 10 points took on Yujihiro Takahashi with 4 points. And despite only having 4 points, Takahashi brought the fight to Okada. He was wrestling a clinic, but then again, Okada could, wrestle a broomstick, and it would look like the broomstick was wrestling a clinic. But Okada actually did manage to kick out of Takahashi's Miami Shine at 2.9. It was really close. I did mark out also for seeing Okada slapping the red ink submission on Takahashi in the match. And yeah, despite interference from Cody Hall, it was Okada going over. He had a tombstone pile driver on Takahashi, finished him off with a Rainmaker Lariat, 1, 2, 3. Okada moves to 12 points and leads the G1 Climax B block. Takahashi remains at 4 points. Your co-main event of the evening, match number 8, saw Shinsuke Nakamura taking on Tomoaki Honma. Nakamura has 8 points. Tomoaki Honma still has a big fat goose egg at 0. But just because he had 0 points doesn't mean that Honma laid down for Nakamura. By no means is that the case. Honma brought it in this match. It took not 1, not 2, but 3 Bomayes from Shinsuke Nakamura to finally finish off Tomoaki Honma. And yeah, Honma even ate a Bomaye from the second rope and kicked out. It was sick. An interesting spot early in this match where Nakamura does that spot on the break on the ropes where he'll kind of stick his head into the guy's abdomen. He did that to Honma, and then all of a sudden he sticks his sweaty head on Red Shoes' shirt and wipes his sweaty head all over Red Shoes' shirt, and Red Shoes did not look too happy about that. That was a great spot that happened early in the match, and yeah, Nakamura did pick up the win after his 3rd Bomaye of the match. He moves to 10 points. Unfortunately, Tomoaki Honma, the fan favorite, remains at 0. Your main event of the night was Hiroki Goto, the IWGP Intercontinental Champion, taking on Tomohiro Ishii, the Stone Pitbull. Both of these guys had 8 points. The winner would move to 10 points. And boy, it was back and forth and back and forth. This was a brawl. This was a slugfest. There were lariats. Early in the match, Goto and Ishii traded forearms for a good, solid minute, and both men remained on their feet. And yeah, Goto just destroyed Ishii at one point in this match with an avalanche or Ushigoroshi, yet somehow Ishii managed to kick out at 2.8. It was really close. And Ishii in this match decided to give Hiroki Goto a taste of his own medicine. Ishii actually hit an Ushigoroshi on Goto, and he followed up with a lariat, and somehow Goto managed to kick out at 2.9. It was close. It was good to see Ishii kind of pull out a move from Goto's own arsenal to use against him. Goto ended up pinning Ishii following a Shoten in this match, much the way you would think it would end. Goto then moves to 10 points, and Ishii remains at 8, and I'll recap the B block standings for you now. We'll go from top to bottom. Standing atop Block B is Kazuchika Okada with 10 points. Below him, there are 3 guys at 10 points each. We have Shinsuke Nakamura, we have the Machine Gun, Carl Anderson, and Hiroki Goto. They all have 10 points. Below them, we have 2 guys at 8 points, Tomohiro Ishii and Michael Elgin. And below that are 3 men with 4 points each in Yujiro Takahashi, Satoshi Kojima, Yuji Nagata, and sadly, Tomoaki Honma rounds out the bottom with that big fat goose egg at 0. So that is my recap for today. There's no G1 Climax action taking place tomorrow, but there will be action on Tuesday, so you can look for my audio and my written recaps Tuesday on AngryMarks.com. This is The Great Sudoku. Follow me on Twitter at Great Sudoku, and check my recaps every day. There's a G1 Climax. For AngryMarks.com, this is The Great Sudoku, signing off.